Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Beer Leaguer podcast. On this episode, we're talking holiday gifts. That's right, it is the 2025 Beer Leaguer Holiday Gift Guide. If you've never enjoyed one of these episodes before, let me give you a little preamble on what this is all about. Obviously, talking gifts, stuff to give for the holidays for your favorite beer leaguer, or, to ask for yourself. Now, the way we do things here a little bit differently than other gift guides. I'm not talking about sticks and skates and pads and stuff like that, like everybody else talks about. Because honestly, if you want some of that stuff, you probably know specifically what you want. I can't imagine that you're going, hey, I'd really like some new skates. I hope somebody just goes to the store and picks them out for me. No, you're saying, I want this exact skate, this size. Same thing with sticks and pads and stuff like that. You're not just sending someone out to get those things for you or suggesting stuff like that. You know precisely what it is that you want. Also, that stuff's expensive. Hockey gear is expensive as crap. So you're not making mistakes with those things. So what this gift guide is for is kind of all the other stuff, all the extra accoutrements, if you will, that beer leaguers, I think, would like. So this is stuff for you to ask for, or send this to a loved one who's having trouble finding a gift for you. Maybe this will help. You can point out some of this stuff too, or just let them pick from this finely curated list of cool stuff beer leaguers want, maybe don't even know they want, but could definitely use. So I'm going to start things off with telling you to go check out the newly launched shop.thebeerleaguer.com, where you can get lovely Beer Leaguer branded merch like this hoodie or this beanie that I'm wearing. I also have on there some long sleeve tees and some other stuff, more stuff to constantly be added, but go check it out. If there's something that you would like to see on there, I'd love to hear about it and let me know. So go check out shop.thebeerleaguer.com. All right, let's get into this. Everything that I mentioned here will have links available in the show notes and over at thebeerleaguer.com/holiday. All right, starting things off with some stocking stuffers. One of my favorite places to get cool stocking stuffers and kind of random stuff for is Etsy. If you don't know Etsy, it's a great place for any kind of handmade stuff, or even some people kind of use it almost like eBay to sell kind of one-off things, but I think it's a great place to find stocking stuffers for things. So I definitely recommend checking them out for all kinds of hockey related things. You can look up stuff for your favorite team or get custom stuff on there. It's a great place to start off with. Now, one of the things you can get, I think these are hilarious, is they are technically called hockey shoe charms. Everybody knows them as the weird little things that you stick on your Crocs. I think these are fun. They're super cheap, great stocking stuffer. I mean, not just for beer leaguers, but also for kids if they wear Crocs. I know a lot of guys that wear Crocs to hockey because they are shoes and they double as shower shoes. So these are kind of a great do-it-all sort of thing. So definitely recommend that as a gift idea. And come on, they're fun little hockey. I think they call these gibbets. I think that's the technical name for the shoe charms there on Crocs, but there's a cool thing. Another thing here on Etsy is stick holders. Now, you don't have to get these specific ones that I'm pointing out here. You can search for ones if you want different colors or different options, but just to give you an idea. This is something you could 3D print yourself, but if you don't have a 3D printer, don't have one available to you, you can easily buy one of these on Etsy. Real nice way to store hockey sticks. I talked about these in my 3D printing episode that we had a while back. And these ones you can get with a nice nameplate on it. And you can get them in different sizes for as many sticks as you have, but a real nice way to kind of keep the sticks organized and stop them from falling over, which, is a pain in the butt, depending on how you store sticks. So love these custom stick holders. Now, another thing that I found on Etsy that I really liked is these different kinds of coasters. And these particular ones are anatomy of coasters. So you can kind of see here on the screen, if you are watching at home, what these are is almost like a blueprint of hockey related things. They have anatomy of a hockey rink, hockey puck, hockey stick, hockey skate, and they kind of show you the different parts of stuff. It's not like it's something that's really educational, but they're cool. I think they look really neat. They have artwork that's like this. I like the coasters as an idea. I think they're a lot of fun. You can find similar things for other sports. Also, if you don't like the anatomy of ones, they also have like famous hockey plays. That is a really fun one to have as well. So that's a cool thing, but just something different, something that you might not find anywhere else. All right, moving off of Etsy into other still stocking stuffer ideas. Every year for the last couple of years, Howie's, we all know Howie's hockey, like the most famous, I think, hockey tape out there. They do ornaments. They have different ornaments they've done every year. What they have this year is they have a tin of their wax. They also have an ornament that looks like hockey tape. It's just fun. It's a fun, silly thing. They're not very expensive. Definitely recommend that as a, fun holiday gift. Also, in a little bit more practical sense for holiday gifts, lacrosse balls. So the particular one I have linked in the show notes, this is a set of lacrosse balls and like a spiky ball. And these are great for massaging. If you don't know what lacrosse balls are, they are kind of like a little bit smaller than a tennis ball, but they're harder than a tennis ball. And they are great for, just kind of massaging for yourself into a muscle or lying on your back and getting, your back. A lot of beer leaguers have back issues because we are a bunch of middle-aged, out-of-shape men pretending that we are in our 20s playing hockey. So we have things start to hurt. So these massage balls are great for doing stuff like that. Also, if your feet hurt, if you have like plantar fasciitis and things like that, this is a great way to help out with that. So you can just get lacrosse balls, but this is a really nice set. It is a lacrosse ball and then like a spiky lacrosse ball that does a similar sort of thing. So very cool, very cheap. You can find these anywhere. I have links, like I said, in the show notes or at thebeerleaguer.com/holiday for all these things. I mostly link stuff through Amazon because I think that's the most accessible, but you can find this stuff through all sorts of other places if you want to. Also, last thing I have for stocking stuffer is these Halo brand, in particular, headbands. I love these Halo brand headbands. I use like the little, I don't know what you call it. It's a little head covering. I love these Halo ones in particular, more so than some of these other headbands, because what they have is a little plastic ridge on the inside. You don't feel it at all. You don't feel the plastic ridge at all. But what that does is that really helps kind of, when you sweat, push the sweat away off to the sides. It also means that your headband or head covering doesn't get super saturated or anything like that. It stays fairly dry, I think, compared to other headbands. And I've really liked these for wearing under my helmet. They make headbands. They make large headbands, like short headbands. They make the ones that are, like I said, like kind of like the full head cover, all kinds of different things. Also great if you have long hair to kind of keep your hair out of the way, under a headband like that. Really helps for that. But yeah, really like these Halo brand ones over just generic headbands. So recommend them a lot. A lot of different colors, designs, stuff like that. Check them out. All right, getting into some gear accessories. Now, I've talked about these a couple times before on these episodes, is stuff from IKEA, including this, I'm going to say the name, I'm sure totally wrong. It is the Pressa hanging dryer. It looks like an octopus. It looks like a goofy green octopus to hang stuff on. It's got a bunch of little clips on the arms. Be a great thing for hanging your hockey gear on. Got little clips, can hold a lot of stuff. You can hang it up. I think it's a great idea. And it's at IKEA. If you live near an IKEA, if you go near IKEA, if you're doing other holiday shopping there, something to pick up for yourself, one of your hockey buddies, or to tell somebody that you're with, hey, looking for a gift for me? Here's a great way to spend a couple bucks. Staying at IKEA as another option is this Vuku, VUKU wardrobe. And this is like a collapsible, zippable wardrobe. So as a place to hang your hockey gear, get this guy, get a fan, throw it in the bottom. Boom, you got an awesome gear dryer. for a super cheap thing, super portable. I mean, come on. Everybody needs to dry their gear better, probably. Don't leave it in your bag. That's disgusting. Super easy way to do it. Super easy way to set something up temporarily. Set it up when you get home, put the fan on, let it run overnight. In the morning, take your gear out, throw it in the bag, throw it in the closet so it's out of the way, collapse this down. Nobody's yelling at you that you have your gear spread out all over the bathroom floor anymore. From that same token, if you want a good way to dry your skates and your gloves, boot dryers. Boot dryers are an awesome way to do that. So here's a couple options for boot dryers. This particular one here is from Menards. This is a very cheap, just normal boot dryer. You can put your skates on it. It pumps hot air into your skates, dries them out, helps them from not stinking. Take your insoles out of these guys, put them up on there. Boom, there you go. Skates instantly last longer, don't smell nearly as disgusting. Another version of boot dryers that's maybe a little bit more portable, although most of these boot dryers are pretty small anyways, is this one here from Home Depot. These are just like 2 little units that you throw into your skates. You could also throw them into your gloves. You could buy 2 sets of these, 1 set for skates, 1 set for gloves. Pump some warm air through there, get them dried out, get them less stinky. Why not? Finally, if you really are worried about your gear stinking, if it's just kind of disgusting, and especially if you don't have a good place to put it away and like let it hang out and be out in the air, ozone generators are what a lot of hunters use for cleaning disgusting smells from their stuff, and that can work for hockey. The dryer that I have is actually an old one made by Shock Doctor that does hot air but also does some ozone. Works great. So there's a number of these out there that you can get at like outdoor stores. I have one linked in the show notes and at the list at thebeerleaguer.com/holiday. And this is just an ozone generator. You can, put the stuff if you have like something like the wardrobe I just talked about, or even just take this and drop this in your bag. Now, an ozone generator on its own is not going to dry gear out at all, but it will really help to get rid of that stink. But as a big caveat, you have to be very careful with ozone generators because they basically eliminate oxygen. That's how they work. So you have to really read the directions on how you're using them, where you're using them, how long you use them, and usage for them. These small ones, not as big of a deal, but again, be kind of careful with them. But they are very, very effective. All right, now moving on to some hockey bag essentials. Things that I think you really should always have in your hockey bag. You probably always need in your hockey bag, or super handy. Hopefully you have. And probably the biggest one is shower shoes. Some kind of shower shoes that are dedicated for that. So not probably the flip-flops that you're taking to the beach or anything like that. Some kind of shower shoes that you can just throw in your bag, not worry about them. The best ones of them are cheap. I found this pair online here at Amazon. They're $10. Super basic ones. You can get some basic flip-flops. Just something that's cheap, but isn't going to disintegrate right away. Something like that so you don't get disgusting things from those locker room showers because we know they're always gross. So shower shoes. Great thing to ask for if you don't have any. If yours have gotten gross, just get some new ones. Along those same lines, I just grabbed a random one to talk about on this. It could be really any of these. But again, if you're showering at the rink, some kind of 3-in-1, 5-in-1, multiple thing for washing with. I like to get something that is like a face wash, shampoo, body wash thing all in one. You can get ones that are also, if you're somebody that shaves at the rink. I know people that play early morning hockey will also shave at the rink. They have ones that's also like shaving gel all in it. It's like literally everything. Something like that. Super easy thing to buy, especially, if you have like a kid that's trying to buy something for you. This is the kind of thing that they can easily pick out. So there you go. But a great essential thing that maybe you're running low and you didn't notice to ask for your hockey bag. Another very essential thing, I think, for everyone's hockey bag is a stubby screwdriver. Stubby screwdriver over a long handled screwdriver just because of the size. I also think if you're going to get a stubby screwdriver, get one that ratchets, because why not? It just makes it go a lot quicker. Especially helps if you have really stubborn screws and stuff, I think. Might as well get a ratcheting one. And one that stores the bits inside the screwdriver so you don't have to carry around a whole bunch of crap. Less things you have to worry about. I have the Stanley one linked. This is the particular one I keep in my bag all the time. It's got, a couple of bits for it to, help with helmets, with skates, all kinds of stuff that you need. A lot of times people need these. Usually people don't have them. I think it's a super handy thing to have. But like I said, I would just make sure the bit store in it has multiple bits. Get the ratcheting one, pay the extra $1 for that. It's usually the difference there. And as with any of this stuff that goes in your bag, try and get stuff that looks like it's not going to rust right away. So things that are not made out of weird metals and stuff like that, because your bag it's wet in there, man. It is. You put a bunch of wet, sweaty gear in there after a game. You have something like this screwdriver just floating around in the bottom. If you don't have it in another bag or in a pocket in there, it might rust. It will rust. It's just a matter of when. So try and find stuff that is not going to rust a whole lot. This is mostly rubbery plastic. Like I said, this particular Stanley one is one I have. You can find them just about anywhere. Good to have on hand. Along the same lines, scissors. You can get those medical scissors that have like the weird, like 45-degree bend at the end that are real small. You can get collapsible scissors. I get little craft scissors because they're usually very sharp and last very well. But just some kind of scissors. It's super handy for, obviously, cutting your tape for retaping your stick, but also comes in handy for other stuff. If you need to, cut your laces for whatever reason, or cut a bandage that, somebody has on there. If you have weird strings hanging off of your jerseys. I recently had my shoulder pads. The shoulder cap came mostly undone, but it was just kind of flopping there. And instead of having it flop around, and it was like coming into the front of it was all messed up, but whatever. I just cut it off temporarily. So scissors, helpful. Great thing to have in your hockey bag. Another cool thing to have in your hockey bag, some kind of speaker. I know all the kids have those giant speakers that have like wheels that they bring in and are insanely loud. You don't need that. Having just a nice speaker that is waterproof. You do definitely want a speaker that is waterproof. But just having a speaker in your bag that, you can play stuff through. Play pregame, postgame, bring it on the bench, listen to, the NHL game that's going on at the same time. But having a speaker is super nice to have. They're not very expensive anymore. The cheap ones get very loud still. And the only thing I would look for is, obviously you want one that you don't have to plug in, because that would be awful to try and find a plug. So one you don't have to plug in, but one that is some sort of IPX rated to be waterproof. So that way it can sit in your bag and doesn't get destroyed right away when, your skates drip on them or something like that. There's a lot of ones out there. I have linked here the Anchor one that I actually use. It gets plenty loud. Sounds fine. It's not like some great audiophile listening experience, but hey, for listening to stuff in the locker room, works just great. Another great tool that I really enjoy having is a tape tiger. What's a tape tiger, you might ask? It's a tool used to cut the tape off your hockey stick. Is it like a necessary thing? No. Is it a fun thing to have? Yes. Is it a great thing to ask for as a gift if people are struggling to find stuff for you? Most definitely. So basically what this is a very specific version of a razor knife. Think of it like that. It's got a blade in it. You run it across your tape. Does a nice slit in the tape. Makes it really easy to come off in one big peel. They have this version that's called a Pro, which actually includes a little pair of scissors and a deburring stone for your skates on the end of it. So a little bit something extra. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's just a neat thing to have. Not required by anything like most of this stuff, but it's a cool little tool to have. Another tool that's not necessary, but man, when you need one, you really need one, is a helmet repair kit. Now, these would go great with the stubby screwdriver to make a nice little gift set to give to someone. But helmet repair kits, there's tons of them out there. A bunch of companies make them. I've linked in the show notes a Universal one and a Bauer one. They all kind of have similar things in them. It's usually just the amount of stuff that they have. You really just want to make sure that, one, you have the J clips for the side of your helmet because those can break. You want to have those in there. They have the little, I don't know what you even call them, little clips that hold your visor or your cage on that go on the top center there. And then also the two different types of screws that go into your helmet. There's at least two, there might be more, but the two main kinds you want to have is the regular little stubby screws, but then also the screws that are a snap. They have like the round snap part that your chin cup and stuff snaps, those straps snap into. So you want to make sure you have those as well, because those are really hard to find otherwise, those particular types of screws. So this universal kit that I have on here has a whole bunch of different stuff on it. Also has the posts that you use for holding most of the stuff in. The Bauer one has basically the same kind of stuff too. But very handy to have. Almost all of them come in their own little carrying case. These ones do as well. They also usually come with a little screwdriver. It's crap. If you have to use it in an emergency, it's fine. But again, I think getting one of these and the stubby screwdriver, a great little gift set. Tape. Nothing else to say. Tape. People like tape. Tell somebody the kind of color tape you want, what type of tape you want. I know some people are really particular about the tape. I know some people are very particular about the brand of tape they have, but tape. Everybody needs tape. And then finally, for stuff to have in your bag, some kind of a little tape bag. In non-hockey terms, it's a DOP kit. DOPP is what they would call it. But just something to have in your bag where you can put your tape, if you have scissors, screwdrivers, little bits and bops, whatever you have, or your shower stuff so you can take it with you when you go in the shower, any of that kind of stuff. It's a super handy thing to have. Get any kind, really, any kind of shower kit or toiletry kit. You can get ones that are made from hockey manufacturers that are honestly the exact same thing. They're just branded for hockey, but super handy for having for stuff. Now, I did talk about one of the previous episodes of the podcast where we talked about 3D printing. So some cool stuff that if you have a 3D printer, you could print to give to someone, or maybe get somebody to print for you for a gift that I think is really cool, and they're not huge prints. One is this Skadis. I don't know. That's the IKEA. It's their version of a pegboard. And these are a bunch of files that they have out there that are for hanging your various things of hockey gear. So instead of having one of those like PVC gear hockey trees that a lot of people make, this is something different. This gets your gear up off the floor. You just go to IKEA, get some of this Skadis. Yeah, we're going to go Skadis boards, get some of those, mount those up, print some of these holders off, and you can hang all your gear on this. Looks pretty slick, seems to hold the gear pretty nice. Kind of a cool thing. Similar-ish idea if you don't want to get those boards and you just want stuff that you can kind of put directly to the wall. I have linked here some cool glove hangers that can get printed out. They are very minimal design for hanging your hockey gloves, especially nice if you have a lot of hockey gloves. If you have a lot of hockey gloves and you want to kind of display them up on the wall, maybe have them next to where you store your gear, this is a cool way to do it. And because I like to reiterate the fact that you need to dry your gear because it's disgustingly gross and, well, it's stinky. PVC ends that make your kind of own boot glove dryer at home. So these are like the boot dryer things that I showed before to dry your skates and your gloves. Exact same kind of thing, except these are just ends that you put on PVC pipes. You'd basically make your own dryer frame, pop these on the end, then put your skates and your gloves on there. Get some way to pump in air into it. So some kind of fan that you would buy that would go through the pipe, that would go through the PVC. And there you go. You have a nice little dryer system. And if you're looking for more cool things to 3D print, go check out that old 3D printing episode. That's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. All kinds of fun things, useful prints like these, just fun, silly prints, cool hockey decorations, all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. If you're looking for some hockey entertainment, I've got 2 hockey movies to recommend that maybe you don't know about. Everybody knows Slapshot, Goon, Youngblood, all that stuff. One is more of a documentary movie. It's called Pond Hockey. It's about playing pond hockey. Pretty simple. Really good movie. You can buy a physical copy. You can also get it online. Great movie to watch. Another movie that very quickly shot up the ranks of hockey movies for me, The Late Game. Hilarious hockey movie. It is probably the perfect movie for watching when you're like at a tournament with the boys or hanging out with a bunch of other hockey guys like that. It is hilarious. The characters are utterly ridiculous, but you'll sit there and point out how the stupid stuff that they do and the ridiculous things that they talk about is the exact same stuff that you see playing beer league. So I think it's really funny. Definitely holds up through multiple viewings. The Late Game. Check it out. You can get the DVD. You can also stream it. Totally worth it. If you're not really into movies and you're more of a reader or just a picture looker, great books that are out there that are hockey related. One is called Fabric of the Game. It's by Todd Radom, who is kind of like the guy for logos out there nowadays for any kind of sports teams. And this is a really fun book. They go through just tons and tons of NHL logos, jerseys, team names, show you great picture of this stuff, but also talk about how it came about, show you different versions that came before and how they came to the logo that they had or the jersey that they had. Jerseys that almost happened but didn't happen. Same thing with, team names. Very, very cool book. A lot of fun. It's a good read and it has great pictures in it. Fabric of the Game. Definitely recommend this one if you enjoy any kind of hockey history or if you just like jerseys. If you really like jerseys, there's a whole book about it from the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's called the Book of Jerseys. That's it. It's jerseys. It's tons and tons of jerseys. So if you like jerseys, there you go. And to go along with the movie that I just talked about before, Pond Hockey, there's a book called Pond Hockey. Pictures of pond hockey stuff. It's just like a really, really nice coffee table book that shows people playing pond hockey, different pond hockey setups, just really nice stuff. It's some beautiful photography that is related to the movie that we just talked about. So it's a great companion for that. If you want a nice thing to put on the coffee table that is hockey related, there you go. Pond hockey. Again, all this stuff linked in the show notes below, also available at thebeerleaguer.com/holiday. All right, now for some just kind of random stuff I didn't know where to put it that I think is cool and useful and you might like as well. These are shin guard sleeves. I don't like taping my shin guards. I don't find that it gets them tight enough. They always shift on me left and right while I'm skating. So I have started to use these sleeves. I've used different brands for a number of years. I love these things. You use them instead of shin tape. So it's not going to hold your hockey socks on because these go on directly over your shin guards, but they do hold your shin guards pretty tight, a lot of them. Some are better than others. I've tried different brands. These particular ones that I have linked are from Tron X. They're pretty affordable. I like them. If you have very, very baggy hockey socks over your shin guards, it might look weird because they're not going to be taped anymore. But if you're like me and your shin guards constantly shifted while you skated, these are a lifesaver. If you're looking for something a little fancier, you can get hockey whiskey stones. Whiskey stones, use those instead of ice when you're having whiskey because you don't want it to melt, really. These look like hockey pucks. Has a little set of tongs for putting the little hockey pucks in your drink. They look like hockey sticks. It's fun. if you know somebody or you enjoy a whiskey now and again and you want to make it hockey related, there you go. Great gift. A lot of these things are things that I think people should be presenting to other people who are looking for gifts for them. If you are tough to buy for, you probably are tough to buy for. Most people are. So great ideas for that to pass along. These also a lot of times go as great companion gifts. So there you go. Whiskey Stone Staff. Somebody's maybe buying you some fancy whiskey for the holidays. Kind of a similar idea is the hockey puck bottle opener. It's a hockey puck. It's got a bottle opener in it. It looks cool. That's it. Gear hanger. That's the Uddy gear hanger. Utty gear hanger. I don't know how you say it. UTTY. It is kind of the most simplest version of a gear hanger out there. Super, super compact. It's just like some kind of canvas type strap that has hooks on it. So you hang it like on the back of a door and a doorway, something like that. Hang all your gear on it. When your gear's dry, you pack it up into a little bag, throw that bag into your hockey bag with your gear, boom, take it anywhere you want. If you have a small place that you're living, small apartment, house with no room for your hockey gear, this is the kind of thing you could set up like on the back of the bathroom door, have it hang overnight. Probably not going to bother anybody really. Then put your gear in your bag. Not going to get yelled at. Go into a tournament. Don't want to just have your stuff all over the hotel room floor. Boom, get one of these. Hang your gear up. Perfect. If you want something a little fancier than that, hang your gear, hockey gear hanger. It's a similar idea. This is like a heavy duty hanger that has straps to hang off it, hang your gear on. This is what I use when I travel places. Just put it up in the hotel room, hang it in the closet. My gear gets hung up when I'm sleeping or if I'm out and not playing at the moment. Great way to hang your gear. If you want to be real fancy, bring a fan with you. Have the fan blow on your gear. Works perfectly. Gear's not on the floor. Awesome way to do it. Highly recommend these if you do any kind of travel hockey. Or, again, if you're in like a small apartment and don't have a place to put your stuff and you can't have it in the one bathroom all over the floor for the night, get some kind of way to hang up your gear. Another useful but fun thing, hockey sticks, snow brush, ice scrapers. You need a snow brush in your car anyways. Why not have one made from a cool hockey stick? Right? Pretty self-explanatory, I think. They also make grill tools. Same thing, made from old hockey sticks. Again, stuff you probably need. I mean, if you have a grill, you need grill tools. Why not have cool ones made from hockey sticks? If you're in a situation where you can't shower after games, but you don't want to be disgusting, they make shower wipes. It's not quite as good as a shower, but it's better than feeling gross on your drive home or if you're going out afterwards and being, well, the stinky guy that goes out. Shower wipes. It's just that. It's like a baby wipe, but for showering? Yeah, because baby wipes, they get you clean, but they usually feel gross afterward. And you also smell like a baby's butt. Nobody wants to smell like a baby's butt. These things are super handy for that. Super great. I mean, they're great for other stuff too in life to have these if you need like some kind of wipe. But from hockey related purposes, they're great if you are unable to shower after games. And if you're looking for some really kind of niche hockey things, I definitely recommend Geeky jerseys. If you don't know Geeky jerseys, they make hockey jerseys. It's not just for geek related stuff, but hockey jerseys for kind of pop culture related things. So they have stuff that's like related to Simpsons, related to different horror movies, different large movies like Jurassic Park and stuff like that. Just hockey jerseys related to all that kind of stuff. So for someone that enjoys having fun hockey jerseys, great thing to check out. If you're looking for some fun jerseys to wear to something like some pickup games or drop-ins or something like that, there you go, Geeky jerseys. Or if you're someone that just wears hockey jerseys out and about in life, boom, there you go. Go check them out. All right, the last one I have to talk about kind of goes away from the main principles of these things being cheap, but this is something you could buy for the whole family and make a huge kind of family gift, I guess, out of this. BLPA, we talk about them many times on the show. The Beer League Players Association has a whole section of tournaments that are in different countries. It's their worldwide tour of tournaments that they have. They have a bunch of them out there. They're already planned for 2026. I think they have some 2027s out there, and they allow you to bring guests. So if you really want to play hockey in another country, I mean, it is a limited space thing because they're only bringing one team of hockey players to go play, but you can bring someone with you and, you know, go play hockey in another country, which is super cool. But what they also do is they make it like a real trip. So you're not just going there playing hockey a couple times and then coming home. No, they make a whole trip out of it. So it's a super fun and nice way to share your love of hockey with maybe someone that doesn't play hockey, but would really enjoy a vacation somewhere else. So go check them out as well. It's a really cool thing to do. Again, unlike a lot of things I showed, it is not super cheap, but this is like a trip to another country and you're playing hockey and doing like tours in the country and stuff like that. They're really cool. If you've seen any of people talk about them that have been on them, they have nothing but great things to say about them. I know Nick over there who puts these together, puts a ton of time and effort into making sure that it's good hockey that you're playing. It's enjoyable hockey that you're playing, that you get to do cool stuff from that aspect, but also that you're getting to see the country. That you're not just going over there and be like, yeah, I was in Japan for, a week playing hockey. No, I saw the inside of 2 rinks and that was really it. No, they're doing other stuff. They have other plans in there. So definitely go check that out. So there you go. The Beer Leaguer gift guide for 2025. All kinds of cool stuff, all different price points of things. Hope you found something that you can get for somebody if you're looking for it, or hope you found something to tell people to get you that you wanted. If you have other stuff that you think should be added on here, I'd love for you to leave a comment about that. Shoot a message to the show over at thebeerleaguer.com. Or like I said in the beginning, you want some Beer Leaguer merch? Ooh, like this lovely hoodie or hat that I'm wearing, shop.thebeerleaguer.com. And all the stuff that I mentioned here on this episode is available over at thebeerleaguer.com/holiday. Links to everything for this. Thanks a lot, everybody. Catch you in the next one.